we live? Are we
We are.
talking?
We are.
Are we making noise?
We are going.
Very
we are a
lovely.
go.
Don't you hit my car with your coat?
Yeah. I'm going to take this out because it's going to bug me the whole fucking time.
Fair enough.
Rightio. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it all. It's episode 4. We are here for.
Yep. And a bit of a change up. Rather than it being late at night, it's like first thing in the morning.
And I am just about alive.
How are you coping?
Not well. I've had coffee and some breakfast to try and get myself going.
Yeah.
But it's just not. I'm all right. I'm kind of with it.
So for the listeners who don't understand, it is now currently 7:30 in the morning. We're heading for Lincoln for the day out to see a friend from high school.
Yeah.
But Paddy's idea of waking up early is about 10:30.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable time for earliness. To be fair, I think 7:30 in the morning is ungodly.
Yeah, but think about it. We're in the car at 7:30 in the morning. Your alarm went off at what, 6:15?
Well, yeah, because I had to like moan and in self-wallow and self-pity for 20 minutes before I could get anywhere else.
Because this is the thing. It was like your phone started vibrating on your bedside table, and I woke up from it, and I was like, why is my alarm not making any noise? Did I put my alarm on silent? And it was like, I kind of sort of went, yes, it's not mine.
Fuck you.
But I mean, you set yours for 6:15. I set mine for 6:30. It was only like 15 minutes.
Well, I thought about 6:30, and then I was just like, nah, I need that self-pity. So I was just like, I'm going for it.
15 minutes of self-loathing.
Yeah. That and flicking through TikTok.
I mean, isn't flicking through TikTok self-loathing?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just going to waste my time by flicking through TikTok.
It is these days, yeah. Oh, dear. Right. So, we've got some housekeeping to do.
Okay.
Last week, we were talking about Phase 4 Marvel.
Right.
We were completely wrong.
No, you. You're the expert on it all.
Okay. Look, I was tired. I was in an emotional movie. Okay. I was an emotional wreck. I was on a roller coaster of emotions. Okay. You were correct. Spider-Man is in Phase 4.
Wait.
All right, shut the fuck up.
Just say it one more time.
No.
Please.
But
Please.
The two movies that we couldn't think of, and quite rightly so, were Black Widow and Eternals.
Yeah.
Because they were poor.
Yeah.
So housekeeping-wise, yes, Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way Home are the best of Phase 4. But for me, I feel like it's Spider-Man, and in joint second is Shang-Chi and Black Panther. Because I think they're two very different films.
They are two very different films.
So
if I was like, right, you've got to sit in the front of this TV and watch one of these films again, Shang-Chi, it wouldn't.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't have to even pass my mind. So because of that fact, Shang-Chi gets second, Black Panther gets third.
That's fair.
No. Shang-Chi gets second, Doctor Strange gets third, Black Panther gets fourth.
Nah. See, as much as I enjoyed Doctor Strange, I feel there were bits that just, for a multiverse of madness, there was like 3 other views.
Oh yeah, there was not enough multiverses.
And that's for me, that's a big down.
Yeah, but as we said last time, that film was written pre them planning out the whole next phases.
Yeah.
So it wasn't going to make that much sense. It was going to be a bit lost and a bit vague because they didn't know what they were doing at the time.
No. So, but that was that. There was a little bit, because you know what people are like in the comment section.
Yeah.
I preempted this. We hadn't even been uploaded yet, and I'm just preempting the fact that we probably got it wrong and somebody's made a snarky comment.
Yeah.
So, housekeeping, I apologise. Thank you.
Do you know what?
What?
I actually watched a video on YouTube a couple of days ago, and it started talking about Phase 4, and it mentioned Spider-Man No Way Home, and I was sitting there going, hang on a minute, Paddy told me that, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
And then I was like, do I bring this up with Paddy? Do I sort of be all like, I got it right? You know what? I didn't.
No. And I bet you were so pissed off that you didn't.
No, because I got to hear those words of, you were right, and
Okay. I got confused between the Spider-Man movies.
It's close to an orgasm, that is.
Yeah.
You were right. Yes.
It is for
Say
you.
it again. Say it again.
No, I'm not ever saying it again. Disgusting.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, dear.
So, you went to the cinema without me.
I did. I
You
did.
did.
You
You
betrayed you. And I went to the movies.
You went to the movies.
But I went on my Todd.
Yeah, I went on my Todd when I've gone.
Oh, I thought you went with a friend.
No.
Oh,
when I went to see Bros,
Right.
yeah, I went with a friend.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when I went to see the
Jurassic World.
Jurassic, no, that was with He
Oh.
Who Shall Not Be Named.
Oh, okay.
When I went to see Dragon Ball Super,
Oh, yeah.
that was on me, Todd.
Yeah. But I feel like that's a culturally appropriate movie that would accept people being by themselves.
I was not the only person in that cinema on their own, so yeah, you
Exactly.
are correct there.
So, including me, there was a grand total of 4 people in the screening.
Ouch.
A very old couple that couldn't make it all the way up the stairs, so they sat in the front row.
Right, okay.
A young, chavvy lad that was about 2 rows in front of me that left within about 40 minutes because I don't think he realised what he left himself in for.
Either that or he's one of those kids who's like, I've bought a ticket for Black Panther, now I'm in the cinema, let me see what else I can sneak into.
Possibly, but I mean, this was like the 3 o'clock showing, so...
He could have been at like the 10 o'clock Black Panther.
Could have been.
And then he snuck into that, and then he was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. So, no, to be fair, he was in before the movie even started. So, he had a ticket in his hand, so probably just assumed...
Maybe.
Because to be fair,
yeah,
it was... Sorry to cut you off. He... Obviously, it's in the trailers, it's very perceived as a comedy.
It's got some like high comedic moments in it. Yeah.
But it's very not that.
No, I could have told you that.
I know, but I don't think he's realised that.
Right,
He's probably seen the trailer, gone, oh, that's the guy that plays Penguin in Batman, I'll go watch that.
Guy that plays Penguin, that guy's just played Druid in the Eternals.
Yeah.
That guy's Mad Eye Moody.
Yeah.
He could be a chav but undercover nerd.
Yeah. And then he's gone, no, I'm not nerdy enough for this. He left about half an hour, 40 minutes in.
See, I can't do that. Even if I hate a film, I will sit there and watch it because I've paid it. I've spent money on it.
It's like when we went to see the Secret Showing, yeah? And then like half the cinema walked out.
I love it how you don't even have to say the name of the film.
Yeah.
I just instantly knew what you were talking about.
Oh dear. Because I contemplated walking out at about halfway through. I was like, what is this? It was a dreadful film.
To be fair, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of stopped watching the film and I was like playing a game of who's going to leave next.
I did that a little bit.
I was like, right, who's going next? Well, they're looking a bit shifty. He keeps looking at his watch.
Yeah.
They've just finished all their popcorn, so
they're going to do another snack run, and they're not that fast, or they're off.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So,
but did I tell you that when I was telling everybody at work about that movie,
Hatching,
yeah, and I showed them the trailer on the computer.
Yeah.
The trailer looked phenomenal. It actually looked scary. The trailer was more scary than the bloody film, and I had watched the film before.
Yeah.
Because everybody was like, "Oh, what did you see? What did you see?" Because obviously my sister manages foreign, isn't she? She's Dutch.
If you say so. You've never told me before, but okay.
You've met her. Anyway, either way. But she obviously watches like a lot of Swedish like thriller movies and TV shows and all that kind of thing. So she's used to watching stuff in a foreign language.
Yeah.
And when I said to her it was in Finnish, she even went, "Oh, good God."
Okay.
Because it's a language, you know. It's a really, really difficult one. So even she was impressed that they went for it. But yeah, so after that little diversion, I went to see the Banshees of Inisherin.
You did.
Good film.
But I feel like there's a but coming.
It was 114 minutes.
Okay.
Take off 10 minutes for credits at the end.
Yeah.
It felt long.
Okay.
I looked at my watch thinking I've probably been in there an hour. It'd been on 25 minutes.
Oh dear.
Pacing was an issue.
Right.
It was, but then like the last 45 minutes really picked up.
Okay.
And then I was just like, there's a lot going on now, and it kind of, I think it was what it was trying to do was trying to establish the situation and everything else, but probably overdid it and did it too long.
Yeah.
But without giving too much away, obviously the premise is in the trailer is that like two best friends, Colin Farrell and
Donald Gleason?
That's the one, Donald Gleason. Donald Gleason's character just decides up and one day just go, I'm not going to be a friend anymore. I don't want to be a friend. I don't like you anymore. So it's quite an interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
How like too long, like it'd be like me randomly coming up to my place one day and then like opening the door, seeing you, and then going, no, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I don't like you.
Don't do
and
that
then
to
just
me,
close
Paddy.
the door.
Don't do this to me.
This is how I tell you.
On a 3-hour fucking road trip to Lincoln. By the way, don't talk to me ever again.
Yeah.
Okay.
But please give me a lift
home. Okay. What do you want to do for the rest of the fucking 2.5 hours?
I know. How awful would that be?
Oh god.
But obviously it's that same premise, is that they are on a very, very small island.
Yeah.
And there's only like, the population's like a couple of thousand people.
Yeah.
So everybody knows everybody, and everybody knows everybody's business. So, and of course it soon starts getting round, and everybody thinks he's just being like petty, and then things escalate. And it was when the things escalated, that was when it started getting interesting.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil too much, but overall, enjoyable film. Very slow first act.
Yeah.
Second act was better. I mean, he could probably shave a few minutes off here and there.
Okay.
But I thought it was good.
So from what I'm hearing, basically, if you're not in the cinema where you're sort of dedicated to the film, you're going to struggle watching the first half.
Yeah,
if you're at home watching it on Amazon Prime or something, your TikTok's going to be out.
TikTok's there for you.
Yeah, which is not good, because a film, you're supposed to hold your attention.
Well, this is the thing, and this is why, because I was talking to Patricia about this the other night, and he likes to watch a lot of movies at home, because he enjoys the cinema, but he's not a big fan of going there and having other people eating popcorn around him and making noise.
Okay.
So he likes to sit at home and watch it. But then I said to him, I like going to the cinema for the pure reason of it stops me doing all those things of flicking through TikTok, going through Facebook and things like that. Because I can't remember, what was I watching the other day? I think I was just watching something on YouTube, and I completely missed something, and I had to rewind YouTube because I missed something important.
Yeah.
You know? So maybe I was watching Love is Blind. I think I was watching the final episode of Love is Blind.
And you you looked away?
I know, but it was
terrible episode then.
I feel like my Be Real went or something like that, and I had to look and do something.
Yeah.
But either way, and then then something catty happened. I was like, oh my god, and rewind. So, but yeah. But that's why I still, and there's something magical about going to the cinema and watching a movie on the big screen.
No, I was saying, like, because someone at work asked me, they're like, why do you always go to the cinema? And I was like, firstly, the same reason as you, it keeps my focus. It forbids me to go on my phone and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, when I'm watching a film at home, the amount of times I run to the kitchen for, like, snacks or a drink.
Yeah, and don't bother pausing.
And then, like, I get back and something interesting's happened, and I go, oh, right, rewind, what happened? Yeah. When I could have just fucking paused it in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm there, I'm dedicated to it, no other distractions and everything. But at the same time, there are certain films, and my example, I always come back to, it's the same example every single time, even though I haven't watched it, is, are you telling me you're going to get a better experience at home watching 1917 than you did at the cinema?
Yeah.
And I have not even watched the film. Just from watching the trailer alone, I know that is a film built for the cinema.
Yeah, I agree, because I've only watched it at home on the TV.
Yeah.
Because it was in between lockdowns, or in a lockdown, that was when I watched it, because they released it earlier to stream it.
Yeah.
For people to have stuff to watch. So I watched it at home, and I tried to create my own cinema nights where I would turn my phone off, because I watched the. Did you ever watch the newest Invisible Man horror movie with what's-her-face from A Handmaid's Tale?
No.
Oh my god, that is a brilliant film. I wish that I had more time in the cinema, because if they did a re-release, I'd go see that today.
Okay.
It's brilliant film. Really, really good. Definitely go watch it. Definitely on the list that needs to be watched. But I obviously had to watch it at home because it was lockdown.
Yeah.
But even then, when I watched it at home, all the lights off, no background light, like aesthetic or anything, just pure pitch black, and that film, and I was enthralled. And then I was like, I wish I could seen this in the cinema.
Yeah.
Because just seeing that on the big screen, it doesn't even have to be like the big IMAX screen. Just a bigger screen with that sound system would have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. But what can you do? It was different times, yeah?
Yeah, it was different times. But yeah, so that's always my argument is there are films that you can just watch at home and not sort of take, it's background noise. But there are films where the cinema is its life. It's home.
Yeah.
And the fact that the world of cinema is dying is upsetting.
Massively. Well, considering, for me and you, we wanted to be actors when we were kids.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the next James Bond, and everything else. And to see that the thing that I wanted to do the most is struggling. I mean, look at when we went to see Black Panther, and how I finally got the email from Cineworld saying they're putting the price up.
Yeah.
That come into that yesterday. But you look at their shelves and everything; they've got the bare minimum out. But then when I was there, what day did I go to see Banshees? Thursday, 3 o'clock. It was I had to be there. It was 20 to 3. Movie started just gone 3 o'clock or whatever. There was minimal staff on, and then when I come out at 5 o'clock, there was staff everywhere. There was 8 members of staff on.
Yeah.
Just standing around the front, and I was just like, guys. I mean, I know I run a restaurant, and I don't run a cinema, but put somebody on a break. Give them a 20-minute break. Save yourself 20 minutes labour.
Yeah.
Save everybody standing around doing nothing. Unless something was going on and they could see from ticket sales that they were going to have a busy night, which they might be able to do. Same with our bookings.
Yeah.
But it just seemed ridiculous. We went in there, and the only sweets they had. They didn't have sweets, they only had chocolate, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was just Maltesers and Milky Stars, which, don't get me wrong, I like both of them.
Banging treats.
Yeah, I like them. But, I actually wanted sweets. Because I like my gummy worms, don't I?
You do.
I love a gummy worm. But they weren't there. They weren't there to be seen. So, I think...
Yeah, but I'm not sure if that's the cinema trying to save money or just the supply chain issues that are happening across the country right now.
I mean, it could be.
It could be a bit
we don't
both.
know. Yeah, we don't really know, to be honest. We're just it's speculation, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but then they used to have the fridge with all the bottle drinks.
Yeah. And that's gone.
And they've all gone.
But then it reappeared a week later. So
but only with water.
But so what I'm thinking is, rather than when the stock's low, rather than having the fridges sitting there and wasting electricity, they're turning the fridges off, they're unplugging them, and they're taking them away in order to save electricity. And then when they have the stock in, they'll reappear.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess the only thing I can put it to.
I guess time will only tell when over the coming weeks.
It will. It breaks my heart because, of course, Cineworld went into administration and they kept saying, when Black Panther comes out, that will help us. And if the screen we went into was anything to go by, it's not going to help them.
Yeah, but you say that, but I very much felt that when we went to see Black Panther, considering it was Monday night, Monday night, I thought it was very busy for a Monday night. You look at the family in front of us.
It was one of the busiest screenings we've been in recently.
Yeah, exactly.
The most busiest one recently was Barbarian. That was packed.
Yeah.
And considering me and you not heard of it at all, had no clue what it was about, I was so shocked at how busy that was.
Yeah. But, I mean, to be fair though, that was actually a good film.
It was a decent film.
It was better than Smile.
Oh, was it better than Smile?
I think it was better than Smile.
Yes. Because the way Smile finished.
Yeah.
Smile had a good thing going and ruined it with that ending.
Yeah.
It was a gymnast doing a perfect routine
and then
didn't stick the landing.
Yeah, and then fumbled and then lost 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But what can you do? We're not filmmakers, unfortunately.
No, we're not.
Could be though. Maybe one day.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You know me, I like to change too many things. And I'll change that, change this, change that. And it probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It's like remember when we walked out of Crimes of Grindelwald?
Oh, yeah.
And like 48 hours later, I sent you that essay of a message of how I would change the film.
But to be fair, that would have worked in that favour if they'd done it that way.
It would have.
But then that's hindsight. You may have made that film and then gone, actually, we should have done X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And a lot of directors have
done that before.
And that's why you get like director's cuts and X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But circling back to the Crimes of Grindelwald, obviously, as you might know, a bit of a digression from cinema, but it's still kind of in the same realm. Obviously, Warner Brothers are having a big shake-up at the moment. They are. They've cancelled the Batgirl movie.
They have.
And things like that. But he's spoken, the new, I can't remember his name.
Tim! Let's call him Tim!
I think it's something like David or something like that. It's not like someone...
Tim.
Let's call him Tim. He's not Tim. He's really not Tim. But the guy that's now in charge, who's like cancelling all these movies and shaking everything up and X, Y, and Z, he's stated that he would like to do more Harry Potter films.
I have seen.
But the way obviously Crimes of Grindelwald ended, you can class that as, because it's supposed to be a 5-movie arc.
It is.
But there's talks now that they're just going to leave it at that.
I mean, they wrote the Secrets of Dumbledore to have it as a satisfying end.
Yeah.
However, maybe not 5 films, but a 4th film of the actual duel between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. That could be fine.
I feel like they might do that. However, they will not be doing it anytime soon.
No.
I would think it's going to be something like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Easily, minimum. Because I think because what they've done is, and they've been clever on it, because what they do is they cancel all these things that have happened, and they can claim the money back as lost earnings.
Yeah,
and that's how they're refunding their business.
Yeah.
Because this year, technically, Warner Brothers have only released 2 movies. One of them was Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah.
And the other one was Black Adam.
Yeah, I was about to say, how have you forgotten Black Adam?
I've got a lot of things in my head. It's like a whirlwind in there. I'm trying to remember everything.
Are you sure it's not K with an echo?
Oh, well, it's more like that. Fuck you. But yeah, so basically they are making all their money this year from all the money they're claiming back from lost earnings.
Yeah.
And those 2 movies. And Black Adam's done well, but it's now obviously not releasing in China. So that's a lot of money lost.
Yeah.
A lot of money lost. And Don't Worry, Darling did okay. It wasn't...
The Harry Styles fangirls helped.
Oh, massively.
Yeah. And you know what? Don't Worry, Darling wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad until I listened to a podcast the other day that's just all the plot holes, and now I realise it's actually quite bad. Like, there's just so many random things that basically, the only way that they can put it down to is that they realised that it was kind of similar to something else, so they've changed the ending but not changed all the other bits that lead up to it.
Right, okay.
So, like, do you remember the plane that crashed?
Yes.
What was that about?
That was just something to get her to the edge of the town.
Yeah, but why was there a plane?
There's planes everywhere all across the world.
Yeah, but why? But I know it's like. But this is what we're doing of like what we were talking about the other week about lampshading and.
Yeah.
But it's just a random plot hole. Like, if spoilers, if they're in a simulation, why would the guy create a simulation of a plane crashing? What's that got to do with anything? If they're trying to keep them subdued, what's that got to do with anything?
This is true. I think because they decided, once again, spoilers, they decided rather than putting it in this is an actual physical town in the desert somewhere, they decided to do the whole, they're hypnotized and they're still in their beds in their apartment in New York.
Yeah.
If they'd stuck with the whole, this is a random town in the desert, it could have been a random plane that they had no control over.
And that's what they were saying. The weekly, I'll quote them, the Weekly Planet pod. Brilliant.
Links in the description.
Once we figure out how to do it, we'll link it. But basically, they made a very, very good point. And they didn't name the movie that it was probably very similar to.
Yeah.
But you can guarantee have you ever seen Logan's Run or The Island? The Island was with Ewan McGregor, Scarlett Johansson when they were the clones.
No.
Okay, so The Island is based on Logan's Run, which Logan's Run was like an old sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
And then The Island was the Michael Bay remake.
Right.
Both very good films. Sean Bean was in The Island, so that's all you need to know.
I'm guessing he died.
How did you guess?
Because it's Sean Bean. The only thing I swear the only thing he doesn't die in is Poldark.
I don't think was he in Poldark?
Was it? No, it's not Poldark. He's in one of those ones like Poldark. What is it he's in? Oh, that's going to annoy me. Gonna have to check it on IMDb.
Yeah, once we pull over. Yeah, no, I didn't know. No, I think I can't remember if he dies or he just gets arrested. But I think he dies. I can't remember. He's Sean Bean. He always does.
Yeah.
He's in Snowpiercer.
Well, he literally says that his favourite bit is the death scene.
Well, yeah, but he's now like a lot of things that he's doing now.
Yeah.
He has in his contract that he says he can't die now.
Oh, right, okay.
Because it's ruining people's cinema experience.
They're going to know that he's going to die.
Yeah, Sean Bean's on screen. He's going to die.
Yeah,
you know. And I kind of get that. I mean, if you're famous for something, it's the same with like Tom Cruise.
He now needs to do a run of films where he survives.
Yeah.
And then like 10 years from now, start dying again.
Yeah. Or just like doing it occasionally.
Yeah.
Things like that. But that's what he was saying. It was just you could just know that he was going to die. But a lot of things. Did you watch that one with him and Stephen Graham, the prison one, Time? It was on BBC.
No.
Really, really good. Really good TV show. I think they're making a second season.
You gotta remember, I don't have BBC anymore. My dad cancelled the TV license.
Yeah. TV license, movie license.
Are you telling me to be illegal and pirate it?
Don't you do that already?
Shut up.
But yeah, so he's doing like a new, I think it's like a comedy drama on BBC as well, and he plays like a stepdad. So he's not going to die in that, you know. So he is doing stuff. He's in Snowpiercer, and he's not died in that so far. So I doubt that he will. But he's been in 2 seasons of that.
Fair enough.
He is trying to branch out and do more bits that he doesn't die, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't remember how we got to the subject of Sean Bean.
Oh God, how do we get onto the subject of anything? We just waffle.
Yes, it's true.
That's a stupid question to ask.
I can't remember what we were talking about.
I can't remember what we were talking about either.
There's something about cinemas and stuff. But Weekly Planet Pod. And then we're talking about...
Don't Worry, Darling.
Don't Worry, Darling, and the money that Warner Brothers was making.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We went on a tangent, didn't we?
Welcome to my life. Have you met me?
Yeah,
my life is a series of tangents.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Wow, he was clocking it.
Wow.
It's naughty to do that kind of speed in this weather. Dangerous. Yeah, I'm not looking at your speed.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm on cruise control. This is the car. I may have set the cruise control, but this is all the car.
Yeah.
You were speeding. I wasn't. The car was.
The car's got a mind of its own.
Right, that's something I want to talk to you about, but we'll finish the movie talking first. So, Warner Brothers, he wants to do more Harry Potter films. I'm full on board with that.
Yes. But you know what it's going to be, and that's why I brought it up, because you don't like it. But the thing as well is that they brought this up as well. I think it was on Weekly Planet Pod. But they brought up the fact of, with everything that's we won't delve into that, because I think that's a completely different subject for a different day.
Yeah.
But obviously everything that's going on with J.K. Rowling at the moment.
Yeah.
And she's obviously not liked by many people at the moment.
Yeah.
And people like Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson have said that they're not willing to work with her anymore. Rupert Grint's the only one who hasn't said anything about anything. He's just keeping stum to himself.
Yeah.
Fine, fair play. But if they were to do a cursed child,
yeah,
you know, even if it was like a 2-part film, maybe, or whatever. I've not seen the play. I know you have.
Or I haven't.
You read the book.
I've read the book.
I've not read the book, so I kind of know the gist. But I know in the play, they cast a black lady to play Hermione,
yeah.
which is awesome, cool, no problem with that. But if you were to do a Cursed Child movie, and they really want to do it, and people like Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson don't come back, are you going to recast? How?
Yeah.
How? You can't recast.
No. They, firstly, blanket, they should never do a Cursed Child movie.
Yeah, I know.
Because, as you said, I've read the book. Oh, you've got me going now.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
So, even people who've gone to see the play, they go, "Oh, the play is absolutely amazing. The special effects are fantastic. The acting's brilliant." Blah blah blah. You go, "Okay," and the story, and they go, "Oh, we don't talk about the story.
No,
don't talk about the story. Don't think too hard, because if you think too hard and you actually think about the story, it is shit."
Yeah, and that's quite upsetting, really.
Yeah. And it's not the fact that what they've done is bad, it's just how they've done it is bad. They've retconned things. They've got
changed
so I don't want to give out spoilers for people who do want to go see the play, but there's this MacGuffin.
Yeah, the MacGuffin.
And this MacGuffin's the thing that everyone's fighting over.
Yeah.
And Hermione gets hold of it and she hides it in her office at the Ministry of Magic. And Hermione, of course, is supposed to be the brightest witch of her generation.
Yeah.
And then the three main characters, the three kids, break into her office in the Ministry of Magic and break all the spells and things she's got protecting the MacGuffin within seconds.
Yeah.
School children, to think that's like saying that Harry, Ron, and Hermione would have been able to break through all of Dumbledore's stuff. Because yes, they break through all the things in the Philosopher's Stone. But this is the thing, because this is what a lot of people get confused on. Is they go, oh, all these things protecting the stone, they weren't that good of a protection because not only did Voldemort and Quirrell get through them all, but Harry, Ron, and Hermione got through them all. The plan wasn't to stop him getting the stone. The plan was to trap him down there. The plan was for Voldemort and Quirrell to get trapped down there because they didn't know how to work the mirror.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
Harry, Ron, and Hermione going down after him. That was not Dumbledore's plan, because of course in the books it literally says Ron and Hermione get back up, like Hermione brings Ron back to consciousness, they get back up, they meet Dumbledore in the entrance hall, and he just says Harry's gone after him, hasn't he? He didn't know Harry was going after him.
Yeah. Stop shouting. But
I'm passionate, okay.
I know you are. I know. But Jesus, I'm just thinking of the microphones.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, even to this day, take the movie as canon over the book, and that doesn't happen in the movie.
No.
So, and in the movie, it's obviously more portrayed as they're going to stop it.
Yeah.
And that's that. There.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Cursed Child in a calmer way.
In a very calmer way.
In a very calmer way.
Jesus. We've got 3 hours.
It's you can tell it wasn't written by J.K. Rowling, because you can tell that they've gone for things that would normally happen in a drama, in a play, that the kind of thing that J.K. Rowling wouldn't have written.
Yeah, but then I was going to bring this up on a different thing, but I guess this is still part of this. Will work on it. You've read the what's it, Robert thingy?
Robert Galbraith.
Galbraith.
Yes.
So her other books, the detective ones.
Yeah.
I haven't read them, but I've watched the TV adaptation.
Yes.
With Tom Burke, and they were very good. I enjoyed.
I have not watched the TV series, but I've read the books.
BBC, so I'm sure you'll find a way.
Don't know what you're talking about.
But I feel like you say that you can tell it wasn't written by her, and I like the Cursed Child. I fully appreciate that, but like the Silkworm and everything else, those books weren't massive hits until people realised it was her writing it, and then they became hits.
Yes.
So it's well documented that her writing is not spectacular.
Yeah.
It's not Shakespeare.
No.
You know, and there's a lot of plot holes and this and X, Y, and Z and this, what, and everything else. So I know you said the play's not written by her, but could she have done a better job?
Yes. Okay, so you're right. J.K. Rowling's writing is not spectacular. However, there's one thing J.K. Rowling does really, really well, and of course we don't think of it as much nowadays because we've watched the films, we've read the books and everything. But J.K. Rowling really does plot twists really well.
Okay.
Case in point, you can't show me any human being who read The Philosopher's Stone for the first time and knew it was going to be Quirrell at the end of it.
Yeah.
That was the biggest plot twist. She's very good at red herrings and plot twists.
Yeah.
In The Cursed Child, there's no plot twists. Even in the Robert Galbraith books, there's plot twists.
Yeah.
And some really, really good plot twists as well.
And that's why I enjoyed the TV show, because there was bits where I was like, well, it's clearly that geezer and it's not.
Yeah.
You know, so I do get it.
So that's, if anyone was to ever say, right, why are you reading this book? It's from J.K. Rowling. You see that it's got J.K. Rowling's name written on it. It's like, why are you reading this book? It's got to be for the plot twist.
Yeah.
Because that's what J.K. Rowling does best.
Right.
She takes you down this journey, and you're on it. You're with it. You're like, yes, this is where I'm going. I know what's going on. And then she goes, no.
Okay.
I've already used the Quirrell example. Look at plot twist and the ability to lay a story 6 books ahead.
Yeah.
So, for example, in Half-Blood Prince, when he's hiding his potions book, in order to find where he's going to go back to, he puts it in a cupboard and he puts a stone bust on top of it with a wig and a battered tiara.
Yeah.
In the Half-Blood Prince, that is just a throwaway comment that you actually don't think about ever again. Until Deathly Hallows, oh, by the way, that's one of the Horcruxes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that moment.
Yeah. We knew about that in the other book.
Yeah. So plot twist and laying stories ahead.
And that's something they really messed up in the movie, is that they didn't do that. Just getting Ginny to hide it. Really, that was really quite disappointing.
Well, yeah, because they had to then retcon it that he could hear Horcruxes.
Yeah.
Which was stupid, but they had to retcon that because they'd ruined it in the films.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's what J.K. Rowling does well. There's no plot twist in The Cursed Child. Well, there is one, but it's seen a mile away.
Oh, okay.
It's basically, I don't know how, but you've got the 2 main boy characters, and a girl comes into the scene, and the girl turns out to be the villain.
Yeah, I knew that.
It was so obvious.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, guys, this is not J.K. Rowling's style. J.K. Rowling's style would have thought would have had you believe in it's fucking McGonagall, who's not actually I don't think McGonagall's in the play. But you would have been sitting there going, it's McGonagall. Oh, by the way, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, if they were to do The Cursed Child, it would need to be heavily rewritten. Because no, they can't even do The Cursed Child. Because the whole premise of The Cursed Child is Albus gets put into Slytherin when he doesn't want to be put into Slytherin.
Yeah.
But the ending of Deathly Hallows is literally, but Dad, what if I am put in Slytherin? Oh, well, the hat takes your opinion into account. If you tell it you don't want to be in Slytherin, it won't put you in Slytherin.
Yeah, but then the hat could be like, no, I'm being a dick.
The hat has been known to do that because Neville was like Hufflepuff. Neville asked for Hufflepuff. But Neville didn't say, I don't want to be in Gryffindor. He just said, please put me in Hufflepuff. Because Hufflepuff has the least amount of expectations.
How do you know that?
Pottermore.
Oh, okay.
Neville,
I did think it was going to be that.
Yeah. Neville basically says, Hufflepuff's got the least amount of expectations. Please put me in Hufflepuff so I can just fly under the radar and have a quiet life. And the hat goes, nah, mate. You're a Gryffindor. You're a Gryffindor, and it'll take you 7 years to realise this, but you're a fucking Gryffindor. Harry, he's like, because Harry basically gets told by the hat, you'll be good in Gryffindor, Slytherin, or Ravenclaw. The only one he doesn't seem to mention is Hufflepuff. Because he says, there's plenty of courage, I see, not a bad mind either, i.e. Ravenclaw, and a thirst to prove yourself, Slytherin.
Yeah.
And he's like, so where to put you? And Harry instantly goes, not Slytherin.
Yeah.
So it's not, Harry doesn't go, oh, please put me in Gryffindor. He just says, anywhere but Slytherin.
Yeah.
So I think if Albus was to do the same of, right, where shall I put you? Anywhere but Slytherin, the hat would have taken that into account.
Yeah.
So you telling me the kid who's been paranoid about being put in Slytherin gets sorted and doesn't have that moment with the hat of, please don't put me in Slytherin. I might have to reread it because I think you might actually fight with the hat a little bit. But so you've got that. You've got J.K. Rowling laid the groundwork, apart from the Weasleys. Not all families go into the same house.
Yeah.
Look at the Patil twins. One's in Ravenclaw, one's in Gryffindor.
But not in the film.
Not in the film.
The film was different.
And in The Cursed Child, everyone bar Albus is in Gryffindor.
Yes.
Why couldn't one of them be in Hufflepuff and one of them be in Ravenclaw? Why did they all have to? I know the whole idea is it's to make him feel singled out, the cursed child. But it's a little bit too on the nose.
Yeah, I think so. But like you said, it was written to be a play, and there is only so much time that you can do it. If it's a one play thing, it's not like there's going to be 5 plays or like 7 books dedicated to it, you know?
Yeah.
So you do have to pick a lovely weather we're having today.
Oh, it's fantastic, lovely weather. Going right back to Warner Brothers wanting to do more Harry Potter stuff.
Yes.
If I was Tim, I would go to J.K. Rowling right now and say, right, J.K.'s, want to do more Harry Potter, more Wizarding World content? How about a Game of Thrones style TV series on the Hogwarts founders?
Yes, but we've been saying that for ages, and they won't do it.
We've been saying it for ages, but this is the first time we recorded it, so I'm going to say it again.
I know, but I really want that, but I know it won't happen.
Because what you could literally do is do first, because like she's put it in the books that the 4 Hogwarts founders are the greatest witches and wizards of their age.
Yeah.
So you could literally do one season of this is how Gryffindor became famous, one season of this is how Slytherin became famous, one season of this is how Hufflepuff became famous, one season of this is how Ravenclaw became famous, and then like season 5 onwards is them coming together and building the school.
Yeah,
you could have them appearing in each other's seasons.
Yeah, I like that idea. Strategically, I don't think that's a good plan, because if, say, you did Gryffindor first...
Oh, no, you do Gryffindor last.
Okay, right. So you do Slytherin first.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody watches it because they don't want to watch Slytherin.
No, because this is the thing.
But then, the people that were in the first season of Slytherin, by the time you get to season 5, if all these stories are like all at the same time...
You don't think I haven't thought this through before?
Yeah, but they won't invest money to film all 4 seasons at once. Before you say it, they won't invest that money.
Lord of the Rings. They filmed all 3 films at once.
Yeah, but that was 8 hours. You're talking about 10 episodes, an hour each. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's 40 hours of content.
Right. So
you have to film 60 hours. Because if you film 10 hours, you actually for a 10-hour episode, you actually film 15 and then cut out and everything.
Yeah,
You're talking about a lot of hours and a lot of crew. And they won't invest that money at the moment.
But because a lot of the times you write a season, you film it. You write the second season, you film it. If J.K. Rowling was to write all the seasons and go here it is.
Yeah.
They might do it. They might look at it.
I just don't see how that would.
It's logistically and financially, it's not a great thing.
No.
But if they could do it, it would be immense.
It would be immense. But we're thinking if he wants to do more Wizarding World, then they need to think of a way, and especially for the fact that they're cutting off movies left, right, and TV shows left, right, and centre to save money. They're not going to do it that way. So you'll have to do a Game of Thrones style where you have all the stories going on at the same time. It's just the only way to do it.
I mean, it could be, because I'm saying doing a season of Slytherin, doing a season of Gryffindor, season of Ravenclaw. It could be that you don't. It's just the first 4 seasons or so, they don't meet up. They have their own little adventures, and it's like you get 10 minutes of Gryffindor story and then 10 minutes of Ravenclaw story and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, like they did in Game of Thrones.
But it's just like, because my one dream would be to have them completely flip Slytherin's storyline. Because everyone thinks he's a pure-blood maniac and he doesn't want Muggleborns in there. What if they did the storyline of that his best friend was Muggleborn and then his best friend betrayed him? And so this whole pure-blood only doesn't come from a place of hatred, but comes from a place of hurt. And he's like, don't trust the Muggleborns. They will betray you because they are Muggleborns. Because he's had that trauma, he's had that experience. And then, because then he has this belief of Muggleborns will betray you because he's hurt, but then after he's left the school, after he's died, the message gets flipped to hate Muggleborns, they're disgusting, they're dirty. And of course that's where you get the whole storyline of Voldemort. And then it's only after Voldemort's defeat that it's flipped back and everyone starts to calm down and everything. but it changes the line of Slytherin was a pure-blooded maniac to just he was misunderstood. He was, and not like the whole tragic, oh, I'm a teenager, no one understands me. But literally, his message was like communicated across the masses.
Yeah.
If you get me.
Yeah, no, I think I could see that working, but
Beautiful.
Yeah, but you're speaking from a big book lover, Pottermore, everything,
Yeah.
Where the general audience, let's face it, the books were popular, but the movies made the books more popular.
Yes.
So you actually got to pander to that audience, that is the moviegoers.
Yeah.
A bit more. So I don't know. I think it's a very good idea. Don't get me wrong. And I know this is all hypothetical, but I don't see them doing that.
Hypothetical, mate. I'm tweeting this podcast to J.K. Rowling. J.K. talk. Come message me.
If you do anything like this, I claim copyright.
Message me. We can have a chat. I've got all the ideas.
Yeah. That'd be something. Can you imagine?
Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be immense.
It would be cool. But
yeah, I would be interested to see. The thing is they could do loads, because Tim, I don't know his name, but he's now Tim. Forever he will be Tim.
I'll find out later, and we'll still call him Tim.
He wants
David
to do...
Zaslav? I'm sure it's not that.
Here's Tim. He wants to do more in like the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah.
And of course he wants to use the name Harry Potter to draw in the fans and everything. But the thing is, you can do more films in the Wizarding World. You just need to make them more magical.
Yeah.
Because like when we walked out of Crimes of Grindelwald, I remember turning to you and going, you could replace the wands with guns and nothing would have changed.
Yeah. Yeah, that is, but that's the issue but this is what I was saying about the writing. I know a screenplay is different and a script is different to a book.
Yeah.
But she's written them.
Yeah.
The first one was good.
Yeah. But the thing is her, like, the whole replace the wands with guns and everything was actually set up in the original Harry Potter films. Because if you watch, like, the final duels in the Deathly Hallows, it's all just bangs and flashes. It's not actually anything magical.
No.
And if you then watch the most recent film, Secrets of Dumbledore, as they're trying to get to the, for want of a better word, election, the vote, they actually have a magical duel where, you know, he opens a suitcase and loads of fucking cinnamon rolls start appearing out and like drown him, and they open another suitcase and crystal balls start flying out and start attacking him. And it was actual magic rather than just bang and flash, bang and flash.
Yeah, and that is, and this is the same with like, I feel that's a director's, and that's David Yates, because if you remember, like in the final fight, like Arthur Weasley and whoever was the Death Eater had like the wand link thing and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's only for Harry and Voldemort. You know, but I mean, it's more because of that.
Yeah.
It's not every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Happens to, you know. So I think there's just like, they've done it that way as opposed.
I think it's a mixture of director's choice and also budget. Because of course, to have a light going between two pieces of wood, much easier to CGI than having you know, crystal balls flying out of suitcases and attacking people.
And also the fact that it's quieter because nobody says a single spell.
Yeah, but J.K. Rowling set that up as once you get to adults, you don't have to announce the spell, you can do it in your mind.
Yeah, but in the final battle, all the school kids aren't saying anything.
Yeah, this is true.
That's what I'm trying to get at. They're students. They're not even at that level yet, some of them. And they're all like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
So, there's some of them things. Yeah. But overall, still good.
Yeah, still good. Still happily watch the Harry Potter films. I may sit there, mouth along to every single line spoken and point out every single issue.
Yes.
But I still
That's why I don't watch them with you anymore.
My parents don't watch the Harry Potter films with me. To the point, so the other day, you remember when I told you the other day my dad asked if I wanted to watch the Crimes of not the Crimes of Grindelwald, the Secrets of Dumbledore with him?
Oh,
yeah. So I sat down, he was about to press play and I was like, hold up. And he was like, what? And I was like, do you want to ask any questions now? before the film. He's like, I don't think so. I was like, okay.
How long was it?
5 minutes. Film got paused. Then, right, okay. And you know what? The most interesting thing is my dad asked a question first before my mum did. Wow. And of course, my mum is not into Harry Potter at all.
Yeah.
And
your dad likes to just constantly sit there and then try and chat and ask questions instead of watching the film. Next time, just give him a notepad and pen and just tell him, write all your questions down and we'll go through. We shall discuss at the end.
Questions taken at the end of the presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It was definitely interesting in it, and it was like, not only did I have to sort of go, he would stop it and be like, what's going on? And not only did I have to reference back Crimes of Grindelwald, but also canon history placed in the books.
Yeah.
I had to re sort of remind him of all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, that was an interesting thing, and thankfully I didn't lose my rag with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then again,
now that I'm shocked now.
Then again, he was entering into my domain.
Yeah.
So he knew not to question me.
Yeah.
It's like me with you. It's like if I ever try and talk Batman with you, it's like, all right, if Paddy corrects me, don't fight it. Just sit there and accept it.
Just acknowledge it.
Like all the men have ever told me. Just sit there and accept this, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my dad knows when it comes to Harry Potter, just don't question Ben. Just sit there and just go, okay.
Smile away, boy.
Smile away, boy.
Smile away.
Because there was one time when my dad tried to question my Harry Potter knowledge, and it is the only time in my life I have heard my dad say the words, "I was wrong." I know, I nearly had a heart attack too. Because the amount of times I have actually proved my dad wrong, he won't admit it. He will just say, "No, I misunderstood." Yeah. He never says the words, "I was wrong." No, I misunderstood. Or no, you misunderstood. Or no, it got confused. Never.
Dad's a proud man.
He's a very proud man. So to hear the words, "I was wrong."
It's like that meme, isn't it?
Oh. It was like, right, the world has become complete. I am happy. I proved my dad wrong. But once again, it was about something Harry Potter. Now, if I could correct him on something like maths or something, oh God, can you imagine?
Oh dear. I'd never hear the end of it.
No, you wouldn't. That would be the moment I have transcended into divine being. Paddy, guess what? What? I corrected my dad on maths.
I'd be like, oh fuck. Here we go.
It would be the end of the universe. That would literally be.
It would be. Hell would freeze over.
It'd be glorious.
Yeah.
God and Jesus are just up in heaven. What happened? Armageddon wasn't supposed to start for another 100 years. Ben proved his dad right on maths.
Oh shit. They're like, that's fair. That's fair. That's understandable. You crack on, Satan.
Yeah, you do your thing.
You do you.
But yeah. That was the thing. So anyway, we were talking about something and I said, oh, that gives me a topic I want to talk about. I want to talk about this now.
Okay.
How often do you, I'm going to use the wrong word here and it's going to upset me because you know me and my words.
Yeah.
Anthropomorphize things?
Just remind me of the dictionary definition.
If I've got the wrong word, and hell have no fury if I've gotten the wrong words. Anthropomorphizing things is when you give inanimate objects a personality.
Not as much as it used to, but quite a lot.
I do it to no end. And the reason I'm bringing this up, and it's not going to look good on me, but fuck it, I don't care.
Okay.
I anthropomorphize my own body parts.
Yeah, my bruise. My bruise. He is a sod. He's vicious.
Yeah. But it's like, we're going there.
Oh, God.
Like guys will be like, "Are you in?"
I know where you're going with this. Oh, no.
My guy has got a mind of his own. You know, and if he's not, yeah. But of course, if he's not feeling it, and that's the thing, a lot of people already pick up and go, "You call it a he?" I'm like, yes, he's got his own personality. If he's not feeling it, he'll go to sleep. And of course, other guys are like, "Oh, are you enjoying this? Is everything okay?" And I have to sort of say, "Yeah, ignore him." And they go, "Him, him," and I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry." He's got his own personality. He is his own entity, and everyone thinks I'm weird for giving my penis a personality. At least I haven't gone as far as giving him a fucking name.
You don't name it?
No.
Oh, okay.
The car's named, and this is the thing. Like, I name cars. This car has a personality.
Yeah.
You know, my phone's got a personality. I was talking about my computer at work the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, he's fucked up." And they're like, "He? Who's he?" And I was like, "My computer." And they're like, "Why is your computer a he?" And I was like, "Don't ask me these questions." But why? Why do I do it?
I think you'll find that a lot of people do it.
Yeah, a lot of people do it, but not to the extent I do it. Everything has got, you know, clothes have personalities to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm weird.
That's something.
I'm just going to use the same excuse I've always used. I hit my head when I was 3.
Yeah.
It's a great excuse to use. Ben, why are you so weird? Oh, I don't know. I hit my head when I was 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It explains so much.
It explains so much. Yeah, I'm not a scar soon. But yeah,
I feel like. Excuse me. Might be time for a coffee.
I was about to say, are you itching for a coffee now?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm doing well. Normally I'm asleep.
This is what I also wanted to talk about, is me and you in long road trips. You have like the first half hour, 40 minutes where you're with me and you're like, road trip, I'm so excited.
And then
you're gone. And then it's just me on my own. And then it's like the last half hour, 40 minutes, you wake up and like, oh yeah, cool. I'm like, thanks, mate. Do you remember the first time I challenged you to stay away from me on the drive up to Stoke?
Oh, God, yeah.
I challenged you and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I can remember
you did it.
You did it, and I was very proud of you. I remember turning to you when we got to Stoke, and you were just a shell.
I was a shell.
You were just a shell of a man.
I'm so fucking tired. I'm so tired.
You okay? Coffee.
Please.
Get me coffee.
Something. But then you guys wanted to drink and stay up all night. I was like, I want to go to bed. I'm so tired. Oh my God. Oh, that was not a fun trip. I mean, it was a fun trip, but the drive was not cool. Oh my God.
You have been getting better though in your old age.
I'm trying to. I'm trying not to rely.
Why?
I don't know.
Because I remember you used to be asleep driving from Petersfield to Ipswich. For the listeners, that's a 15-minute drive.
Well, technically,
20
by
if I'm
law,
not speeding.
It should be like 25, depending on where we're going.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ben can do it in 15.
It's a 15-minute drive, and you used to be. I hadn't even left Felixstowe, and you'd be asleep.
Yeah.
You're getting better, but why? Why do you need to?
I feel like those days were the days of when I was like overworking.
And you don't overwork now?
Not as much. I mean, consider my time in the pub. I was doing like 120-hour working weeks.
Yeah.
You know, if we did go out, I would be asleep in the car because I'd be catching up on all the sleep that I didn't have.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's because it's not. I kind of do my I still might do 50 hours a week, but I'm not doing stupid hours anymore.
Yeah.
So I still have a good night's sleep. Even like last night, you know, I heard you come in. I was still awake.
But good. I didn't wake you up then. That's fine.
No, you're fine. But it was one of them things like I knew I wouldn't be able to go to sleep until I heard you come in. Because you said you were going to be about 11ish. I felt like a mother. I almost stuck my head out the door and went, right there.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, I'm going to be about 11ish. And I was like driving there and I was like, it's 11:15. It's 11:20. Oh, shit.
Yeah. But I wasn't. I mean, to be fair, I had about 6 or 7 pints in the pub.
You did.
So I had a kebab and chips and I was pretty pissed off with that. So I climbed into bed and the room was spinning. So that's why I was then through TikTok.
Well, here's the thing, because when you message him like, this is pint number 6, I was like, fuck, he's going to be hungover tomorrow. And we've got a 3-hour drive to Lincoln.
Yeah.
And he's going to be sitting there going,
Nah, I'm all right.
I'm proud of you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm doing really well. I'm doing really well.
Well, don't worry. About 10 minutes away from the first pit stop.
Yeah.
I'll be able to grab you a coffee.
Coffee and some Rennie. I forgot to bring my Rennie.
Oh no, you forgot your Rennie?
Yeah. It was a mad dash this morning, apparently.
Such an old man.
I know. I've already got heartburn. It's what? It's 8:30 in the morning. I got heartburn.
Maybe it's the coffees you have.
I think it's probably just I had like a rushed breakfast as opposed.
Why did you rush it?
Because I wanted to eat to get something in the tank, so I stayed awake.
Yeah, I get that. But you were eating your breakfast, and I was like, right, I'm gonna go jump in the shower. That's a solid 20 minutes.
I know, right? But that's why I, wake up while I'm in self-pity, breakfast, watch a bit of YouTube, because I have to make myself awake. If not, if I'd woke up and just had a shower and then we had left, we'd have stopped. What I've done. We would have, but even you were awake for a bit and things like that. But I would have just been.
Oh no, Paddy, I'm going to tell you now, I didn't have a great night's sleep. I was tossing and turning all night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I feel like your heating was on in the night, and you know me, I like a cold bedroom.
I should turn the radio on.
Yeah, because I'm going to start faffing with the radiator at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, just got like that.
Once again, I'm going to start faffing with the radiator at 2 in the morning.
The heating probably was on because the flat gets so cold.
Yeah.
It tries to keep it at a reasonable temperature. And to be fair, I think that radiator is jacked up because I've been using that room to like dry the laundry out.
Ah, right. Okay.
So the radiator is probably jacked up.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, no, I know it was because like my feet were getting sweaty because of course my feet were right by the radiator. Yeah. I was just laying there and I was like, my feet are all sweaty. This is disgusting. I am not comfy.
Yeah. Well, BB will be sleeping in that on Friday because he's coming to me.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh. That's not for topic for this.
Right. Yeah.
Stuff's been happening with BB.
Oh, okay.
So he's now working in Haverhill.
Right.
And I tried to look at how to get there. It was going to take me 3 hours by public transport. I'd have had to travel all the way to Ipswich, to Sudbury, to then get like a bus from there all the way to Haverhill.
Yeah.
Move, lorry, move.
For the reason, reviewers, that I've just put my hands up in disbelief, it's because the lorry has pulled out into the right-hand lane and he's not overtaking anything. He's just pulled out.
I feel like he was going to try and overtake that van, but that van's pulled off. But now he wants to turn back in. I was right.
You were, and I was under the same impression as well, but it was just he was taking a very long time to do it.
And now we get to do the Michael McIntyre bit, and we just look at him and go, idiots.
No, you get to do that. I'm driving. So this is what I like. When I'm driving on my own, I have to do it myself and nearly crash as I sort of twist around to look at them. Whereas when I've got you in the car seat, I'm like, Paddy, look at them! Give them the look of derision that I can't. And you just look at them like, you fucking twat. It's helpful, it's handy. So I'll get up beside them, I'll slow down, I'll match their speed, and you just look at them.
I give them a dirty look.
You know.
Oh, Jesus. That was funny.
Because as I said, when I'm doing it myself, I nearly crash every time. I don't nearly crash. I've never crashed in my life.
No.
Apart from the garden wall.
What about the parked car?
That's not a crash. That's a scrape. That's different.
It was a bump with taking some paint.
Hey!
It buffed out.
If their car was fine, it was my car that got all the damage. That's the weirdest bit.
Yeah.
But it's fine because
it was your dad's car.
No, it was my car, but I handed it over to my parents. It was the Peugeot 206.
Was it the Peugeot?
It was the Peugeot. It was literally the week before I handed it over to my parents.
Oh.
Which we will discuss in the next episode because we're about 8 minutes away from the pit stop, and it's going to take longer than 8 minutes to discuss about.
Okay, we'll put a pin in that.
Pin in that because that was the moment that my parents fucked me over big time.
Yeah.
And we shall discuss parents fucking their kids in the next episode.
We'll talk about that. Maybe we'll put a pin in it here, and then we'll get to the thing, and then we'll.
I think that's a good idea.
So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us on this episode, on the first part of our
trip to Lincoln.
Trip through. Hope you enjoyed it.